In today's video, I will be discussing a document called Subpoena Duces Tecum. In short, I will be discussing what the document is, when it's used, and what you can do if you are served with it. You might be asking yourself, what is meant by Duces Tecum? Duces Tecum is a Latin term for bring with you. It basically means if the sheriff serves a subpoena Duces Tecum on you, you need to bring the documents or any evidence mentioned in that subpoena with you to court, usually on a hearing date. Now that you have a general idea on what is meant by subpoena Duces Tecum, I will dive in on the core of the subpoena Duces Tecum. Such subpoena is issued out of the registrar's office by a party who requires a person who is in control or possession of the documents to bring them to court. As the subpoenaed person, you must submit the requested documents or evidence to the registrar within the period specified in the subpoena, which is usually 10 days. You may also be required to give evidence during the hearing. If you fail to comply with the subpoena, you may be fined or imprisoned. A subpoena comes into play once it has been served on the addressee by the sheriff. Upon being served, the sheriff must explain what you need to do to comply and when you need to act. For example, the sheriff may say, this document is called a subpoena and is ordering you to bring with you the original service level agreement that was signed by you and Zandile to court on 25 November, being a hearing date in that example. You can apply to have a subpoena set aside if you believe that it amounts to an abuse of the court process. An example I can give of an abuse of process would be when you are a subpoenaed person and then you are requested to produce documents that are irrelevant to the matter at hand. In that instance, as a subpoenaed person, you can challenge a subpoena on the ground that the requested documents are irrelevant. You have the option to refuse service if you are not the intended recipient of the subpoena. Please remember that it is mandatory to comply with the subpoena, as failure to do so may lead to a warrant of arrest being issued against you. However, if you would like to challenge a subpoena, you will need to timelessly consult with an attorney in order to obtain legal advice. Be sure to be on the lookout for our videos on various legal matters by visiting our social media accounts. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Until next time, have a lovely day further.